Good evening, it's your buddy Jose with another video for entertainment and enjoyment. I know I showed you a video earlier of my in-person autos from the players I met in person. Some I bought off of eBay. Obviously, I haven't been able to acquire all of these by myself, but these are to me they're way more interesting though when you get autographs in person because you get a connection. You know what I mean? You get to know the players while they're developing when they really come in the minors. You know what I mean? Some make it obviously, some don't. You know what I mean? But just because some of these were former Dodgers or former whatever, doesn't mean that they're not gonna be good down the road when they get traded. You know what I mean? So, just for your information. So, this is the album I was showing you earlier, which have all of my impersonatos. Some are not autos. I got this from the Topps Collector's Kit, the binder, right? So let me show you this again. Some of these I kept inside, some I removed to make space for the new ones. So here we go again. The Ken Griffey Jr. when he's blowing up the bubble gum. One of my favorite cards. Bam! Juan Gonzalez rookie card autograph in person. He was one of my heroes growing up, along, with Ken Griffey Jr., Frank Thomas, Ivan Rodriguez, You know the deal. Here you have Junior Garcia, who was a prospect for the Dodgers in person. Green shimmer or just paper out of 99, low number. Here you have Yanier Fernandez, who I met in person. Catcher for the Dodgers, impersonado. So I did not have the pleasure of talking to this guy. I've seen him play though at Rancho, just like I did see him. But me and this guy, we talked a little, took pictures, you know what I mean? It was real cool. Here you have Junior Garcia again, impersonado blue shimmer out of 150. Here you go again, Yanier Fernandez. So this guy right here, pretty interesting player, Arjun Nimala, impersonados. So these I didn't get in person, but I know somebody who's good friends with him. And he's not the first, but he is of Indian descent. He's American, but the parents are from India. So the story to this guy was he did not pick up a bat until he was like 16 or 17. Guess how he got started? Where he got the experience to play ball later on down the road, if you may say, so to speak. While he was on vacations as a kid, traveling with the parents, I think, to London or England, they were playing cricket because the dad is a cricket player. So that was his introduction, I guess you could say, to baseball. He picked up a cricket bat, and similar to baseball, but it's a lot harder because the paddle's heavier, straight wood. And so, yeah. So he is the first, though, of Indian descent who got drafted at a like top 5, if not, I forget the story, first draft pick in all sports of Indian descent. So yeah, story around that guy. So I have his autograph balls authenticated by PSA, DNA, Beckett, everything legit. So my buddy met him in Florida, right? Dylan, my buddy Dylan, he knows him when he used to play in Florida, I guess in the minor league system. So he got me all kinds of cool stuff, baseballs, autographs, inscribed for the North and all kinds of stuff. #1 draft pick. Here you have again the cards I showed you earlier. Dalton Rushing, Will Smith, some more Arjun Nimala cards. So, and he's a shortstop. And his favorite player is Francisco Lindor, and he's killing it in the minors. I showed you that earlier, Billy Williams. Some more Nimala cards. I think I showed you that earlier, Josh Green. Just forgot to flip it over. Here you have Gavin Lux, former Dodger. Then he got traded to the Reds. Now I believe he's with the San Diego Padres, I forget. He was a really coveted high prospect for the Dodgers when he was in this organization. Here you have Connor Wong again, who's now with the Red Sox. Former Dodger, he's a catcher. He got traded for the Mookie Betts trade. You have Verdugo again, Yusniel Diaz. So, former Dodger, all of these are former Dodgers, but they're still playing, you know. You have Yanir Fernandez again. So these are the different Josh Greens that I have in Personado. I think it's Optic, rated rookie. Yusniel Diaz, Yanir Fernandez again. That's a Lunar. That one's pretty cool. Alex Freeland, Yanir Fernandez, Jake Vago, Luis Rodriguez. So these two guys are former Dodgers who didn't make it, didn't pan out. This guy was real cocky when I met him, Luis Rodriguez, at a rancho. He wouldn't sign for me. He just wouldn't sign. And then, you know what I did to him one day to humble him? There was this guy I met, a pretty cool guy, with his two daughters. They were about 3 years old, somewhere around there. And they wanted autographs, right? So I pulled out some extra cards that I had, and I gave them to their dad of those little girls. They happened to be Luis Rodriguez cards. And I told them in Spanish, Luis Rodriguez, firma estas cartas para las niñas, which means do me a favor, sign these cards for the little girls. And I guess that brought his ego and busted it down, you know what I mean? And I didn't use that as a to my advantage to get him to sign for me, but he eventually signed for me after that incident. Because I showed him, hey, you're just a human being like all of us, you know what I mean? Stop being so cocky. But anyways, he didn't make it. They paid him a lot of money, and he couldn't, keep up. Here you have Rylan Bannon again. I met him in person. He was cool. He's a former baseball player. He's not playing no more. He was with the Dodgers and the minors. He got traded for the Manny Machado deal, and he bounced around to the Braves and I forget who else. And then eventually, he just didn't want to do it no more. So he got married and everything. Real cool guy. Here you have Derek Jeters. Not a bad. DJ Peters. I was talking about earlier. He's a hitting coach nowadays. Jake Vago again. Peters again. All former Dodgers. All four of them. Here you have again different Josh Greens that I have in Personados. He's from Australia. Down under. Arjun Namal again. So this is the updated autos that I have for you right now, and then obviously I'll take some out and add some new ones. Hopefully you enjoyed the binder series with Jose. Call it what you want, but I had fun showing you my collection, right? One of these I'll show you my Namala auto balls. I have also game tickets signed by him. You know what I mean? I might have went all out and put a lot of money in the pot on Namala. I get excited over certain players, you know what I mean? It's just the way I am. I'm built. Sometimes I hit it. Sometimes some of those players bust, but I do it for the passion, for the love of cars. And a lot of my cars, I don't even sign them. I give them away to my coworkers, my peers, associates at work. And some of those guys tell me, hey, I give these cars to my kids. They're so excited. They think they're rich. That's what brings me joy. Brings little kids joy. Reminds me when I was a kid. You know what I mean? My dad died 3 years ago. He didn't get to share the joy of where I'm at right now with me. But, that fulfills me. It's one of my passions, you know what I mean? Baseball. The money is irrelevant. It's about the passion, the love. Till next time, take care of each other. Peace. If you like what you saw, hit like and subscribe. Till next time, share my videos.